So you want to start by getting yourself a wreath hoop 5 or 6 inches in diameter. You can make one yourself by taking a piece of grapevine, winding the edges around each other, and then continuing to wind the grapevine around itself. You just twist it right around. You'll keep doing that down the entire wreath, making several twisted layers until you end up with a full wreath hoop. Then get yourself some lavender. You're going to need about 100 stems. Then get yourself some green ribbon. Tie the end of that onto one side of the wreath, and then get yourself 4 stems of lavender. Cut off the bottoms so they're short. Lay them on the wreath, and then wrap the ribbon around them a couple times. You want to leave a little bit of space in between each layer of wrapping. Then take another 4 stems, lay those right on top of the previous ones, and wind your ribbon around those. And then you'll get another 4 stems, wind your ribbon around those. You're just going to keep going, winding 4 stems of lavender at a time around your wreath, winding the ribbon around the stems each time. You're going to keep going until you get back to the very beginning of the wreath, and then you'll just shimmy the first few stems of lavender in place to cover up the ribbon. So then flip the wreath over, grab the tail that you left there at the beginning, cut off the excess, and then you're just going to tie the 2 pieces of ribbon together. Then cut off the excess. So this is what you should have so far. So next, get yourself some purple ribbon. You're just going to start by winding some loops. They're about 1.5 inches wide on my wreath. You're just going to keep folding the ribbon so you get 1 loop on either side of your fingers. And then you just keep adding additional loops. You just keep going until the bow is as big as you want it. I usually like to have about 20 loops in my ribbon. Measure it on your wreath to make sure it's the size that you want it to be. And then cut off the tails. Then cut yourself an extra piece of ribbon. You're just going to wind that around the center of your loops, and then tie it off good and tight. You might have to adjust your ribbons a little bit. So then, taking the 2 tails that you just used to tie around the center, you're just going to tie your ribbon right onto your wreath. And then just cut off the excess, flip it over, and adjust your ribbon. And so then here is the finished wreath.